He might not be from Krypton, but he's heads above the rest. His knowledge can't be questioned. You can put it to the test. So if you want to hear the truth and have nowhere else to go, I'll give you the solution. Just tune into his show and just kneel before Zod. Kneel before Zod. Kneel before Zod. Kneel before Zod.
And welcome everybody back to the Fandom Zone. It is the most earth-breaking, ground-shaking, but never media show money-taking, the man, the myth, the legend, the most electrifying villain in all of YouTube entertainment today, Mr. Zod. Welcome to the Fandom Zone. And today, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to lie. I was fanboying a little bit because today I've got somebody who I've personally been watching for a while now since I started playing Wild Rift. And it's so cool that they are here now to grant me an interview with them and talk about their channel. Everybody, welcome Mr. Hell's Devil. How are you doing today, sir?
Hey, man. I'm doing great. It's nice to be here. Thank you, man.
Oh,
excited.
No problem, man. I gotta say, I've been watching you, Excoundrel, Daybreaker. Like all of you guys have been awesome in the Wild Rift community, like giving tips and tricks and helping people out. And, also promoting good play, things like that. I've watched your videos on micro versus macro play, all of that stuff, the tier stuff. I've done my homework for this thing, but I've been like watching everything. And I really just find it awesome how you do your guides in particular, because you not only give a breakdown on the gears and alternate things you can do, but you also show play and how to use those tools. So let me ask you probably the first and most basic question. How did you get started? Like, what made you go, I want to do Wild Rift content?
Oh, how I got started with Wild Rift or the whole journey?
You know what? We got some time. I got about an hour and some change. Where did it start from? And then how did you get to where you were at to Wild Rift and making that content?
Okay, so back in 2017, that's 4 years ago. Like in 2016, I used to be a pro player in this game called Vainglory. It's a MOBA like Wild Rift, but it's a different game. So I was a pro, but I was like, I don't want to play 8 hours a day. So I started my YouTube channel. I started YouTube, and I never really expected anyone to watch me and things like that. So I made a few videos, and it actually immediately went really well. Like a few thousand people were watching my channel. My channel grew to like 7,000 subscribers, but that was a peak to it. And the game died, unfortunately, Vainglory. It died like 2 years ago or something. And from that point, I was like, I'm gonna do Wild Rift. Wild Rift is the next game. Wild Rift is the next, the next stop that I'm gonna do. Again, I never really expected anything because I was like, yeah, I'm just me. I'm not really famous or anything. I'm gonna make videos that I enjoy making, and yeah, there's gonna be a load of competition that's gonna make better videos than me. But I was still gonna do it because I like it, like as a hobby. So then I started making videos, and it went okay. But when I reached the challenger rank in the game, and I made one tweet about it, that's where my whole channel completely blew up. Like one video blew up, and that's how I got here now. That's kind of the story.
Well, you know what? That's kind of funny you bring that up, because it's always like that one video. I just did a funny satirical thing because on my channel I do a lot of commentary on entertainment and the culture and things like that, and I did one where I mocked an interview and put like funny things in it, and I got like 5,000 views on it. I was like, oh my God. So it's so weird, like the things you don't expect, like the ancillary thing you put out, you're like, bam, it just explodes.
It can happen. Yeah, it can always happen, Yeah, it was crazy. Like it was like a snowball effect. One video went viral, and then like 3, 4, 5 videos went viral, and then like all the videos got a lot of views because people were sticking to the channel and they watched like every video, every single video. That's how it worked out for me, at least. Like one viral video really did it for my channel.
Now, let me ask. I see that you get Challenger a lot and things like that, and you said you did pro play in Vaingloria. Did you ever think about doing some pro stuff for Wild Rift?
So there's a really nice announcement that I have, which I'm not gonna say now and not in these days. I'm not gonna do pro play, and you'll see why later. In a few days, you'll see why. Just,
Oh,
just pay attention to the Origin series. That's all I'm gonna say.
interesting. Wow, a first here in the Fandom Zone. All right.
Yeah, that's the first time I'm talking about any of this. This is something that I've never said before. Just pay attention to the Origin series, and you'll see why.
That is so cool. So, when you started doing this, and I know I noticed you give shout outs to Scoundrel and things like that. How'd you come across these other people? Like, did you just meet them in a Wild Rift? Or
Oh man, let me talk about Excoundrel. I know Excoundrel for like 8 years now. I've always known him since he used to cast in Vainglory. And when I became a pro player, I actually traveled to Los Angeles for a tournament, and I actually met Excoundrel there, which was in 2017. I had a little chat with him, but I didn't really know him that well. Just like a little chat and here and there. I used to always watch his content though. That's kind of funny. But when I started making Wild Rift videos, it was kind of like the old Vainglory guys. They kind of came together. Me, Excoundrel, Dienzio, another guy named Keys. We kind of made like a group in Discord where we talk every single day with each other. And still right now we talk there. We talk a lot there, and that's kind of how it went. Like I know him for a long time already, like a long time.
That's so crazy because and that's the thing I like to highlight when I do these interviews. Is that here on YouTube, it's funny how you could be friends with people. Like we're all big and everyone has got this thing like, oh, we go through all of these connections and things like that. But sometimes it's just people we just know in another like life, and then we're like, oh, you do this, I do this, and it's like I've met a lot of people that way. I know one person that I co-host with actually lives where I live. Offline. So, we didn't know until we met on here. And then I went to his house. He's coming over this 4th of July, hopefully. So it's crazy how, doing this and YouTubing is a way for us to all stay connected and be able to essentially chat every day.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Let me ask you, when you started doing the parts where you do the gear, the breakdown, and then showing the gameplay, did you always have that in mind? Because I noticed your earlier videos are slightly different than your newer ones. So
earlier Wild Rift videos, you mean?
Yeah. How'd you come up with that format?
So I used, when I started, I was just like when I used to make Vainglory videos, again, I'm going back to the Vainglory videos because this is where it all started. Like I just used to turn on the camera and record, no editing, nothing, just record and upload, just throw it on YouTube. So I started doing that with Wild Rift too, just record the game and that's it. Like they record it and throw it on YouTube. But when I was actually watching some of my content, I was thought like, wait, why am I not actually going to put a little more effort into the videos? Because I never did it with Vainglory, because Vainglory had like a pretty small audience. You would never get over this. But Wild Rift was like, for me, like, the huge audience with potential. So I was like, okay, sure. Let me just put a little more effort into the videos. So then I just decided for myself, every day from now on, I'm going to explain how to build the champion, how to play him, do a little montage, maybe all of these kind of things, put hours in a video instead of only like 20 minutes. So I've done that for like a few weeks, and then the viral video came. And then because I did all those videos, people really enjoyed the content, and it was the good content that that's kind of how I made the good content.
So yeah, and doing that, if like with my videos, I know exactly what you mean. When I first started, I started with movie reviews, and I literally shot them on my phone outside of the theater. And I didn't even know how to do a video. I just live streamed, and I would just be talking. And some people really liked them. They asked me when you're gonna go back in the car, but I would just shoot it and it would just be like so much easier. And then I realized, like, yeah, you know, you got to start doing thumbnails and you got to start doing this and that, because it adds aesthetically. And, you know, I've been at this for 3 years. So when you do it, it's just like so weird watching your first videos and going, oh God, this is so terrible. Versus what you do when you start getting the editing and stuff. Vermil, hopefully I said that right. Where did you get your thumbnails from? They want to know.
Where did you get your thumbnails from? So the thumbnails that I use today is like, you know, I looked at a few templates, you know, like thumbnail templates, and then I made my own, and I took inspiration from these templates, and basically I use the same template every single day, and you know, the pictures of the champions, I just look them up and I put them in, and I type in like, you know, best Corki guide or best this guide, and I put the items below. That's how I make the thumbnails. It's kind of easy, you know. And it just took a lot of research.
And in case you guys are wondering, the hat, that was actually from my father in Texas. So yes, that's why it's got a little bit of a Texas theme. The backstory on the hat is that when I was doing a live stream, someone commented that I kind of look like Dave Filoni, the creator of Clone Wars. And so I ran with the hat and the beard for a while, but it's hot, so I shaved. And that's the story of the hat for everyone curious in the chat. So my next question is, so when you started doing this and you started upping the content and things like that, is this always been your goal to make YouTube a profession thing, or are you like doing computer designing or something like that?
So,
and this is sort of a hobby.
So when I was a kid, I never really thought about doing YouTube or something. Well, I mean, there was no YouTube, so I never really thought about these things. Like what I really wanted to become was like, you know, Bob the Builder, like a builder of houses. I wanted to build houses. That was basically what I wanted to do. And really, like, I've never really thought about doing YouTube, never until 2017 when I actually started my channel. So I used to stream a little bit on Twitch. That was just for fun. Again, you know, I never really wanted to really do this, just wanted to do it for fun. But then some guy, like a friend of mine, told me, hey, you should probably make YouTube videos. And in the beginning, I was like, nah, why would I? I mean, who is going to watch me anyways? So then I did it. And then when I actually started the channel, I was like, hey, this is actually really fun. You know, when getting these comments of people saying, nice video, really enjoyed it, blah, 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 getting a community. And, you know, it really gave me a warm feeling. And then I decided like, hey, I actually really want to do this. But at that time, unfortunately, I couldn't do it full time, but I still did it because I really enjoyed it. So since 2017, I've kind of dreamed of doing YouTube as my job. That's the answer to the question.
You know, that it's kind of funny because when I started as a hobby too. And then I found out that I really like talking with people and communicating with them. And it was kind of fun. It didn't feel like work. So I totally understand that, like when you're starting and it's like, there's a lot where you get discouraged and things like that. So it's really, you know, it is really interesting, and it does happen. Like you get a passion for it and you start doing it. So,
oh yeah.
My other question is for like your tier lists and when you create things like character suggestions and things like that, because I watched your tier list and I was always curious about this. How did you come up with who was the best, who was the worst, where to play who, and things like that?
Okay, so I kind of do this in my own style. Might be a bit controversial, but like if you look at Xcounter, for example, he probably makes better tier lists just because he looks at pro play and he actually asks pro players. But the way that I make my tier list is I just look at my ranked games. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. I just play ranked and I see what's good. I see what's not good. I also look at pro play and I give things a try. But only if I find it good, then I'll put it, you know, up in the S tier, S plus tier. Only if I find it a bad pick, I'll put it on the bottom. Like it's really a fully subjective tier list that I make from my own opinion, from what I have seen in rank. Because I play almost every single champion, you know, and I see the buffs and nerfs. I keep it all up. And then I decide what I want to do for the tier list. So it's really all my own opinion on the champions.
Now, would you do a tier list? Because this is the thing that we always get criticized for, and I find this even when I do like a review on a movie and things like that. Even though we say it's subjective, you always got the negative comments and things like that, especially with how many people we wind up interacting with. So, do you ever find that you get hit on your comment section and things like that, or you find like you've made unfavorable things and you get a lot of like response back about it?
So I mean, obviously there are some comments that are like hate comments or something, but they're really over flooded with the normal comments. So I either don't see them because they get a lot of dislikes from the viewers, they got all the way to the bottom, or I just ignore them. Like, I really don't care about it. But, the way that I do get more hate is if it's interesting for the interview, of course, like when I'm in a game and I play bad, for example, or I trash talk someone, then immediately people go in like, yeah, you're the YouTuber, you just upload the good games, you pretend like you're super good, but you're actually trash, blah blah blah, and then I'm like, bro, I just upload good games to show people how to play a champion. Like, I'm not gonna upload a game of me going 0-7. And I also never say that I'm the best player or something, but they try to attack me in such ways. I just find it funny, it's hilarious, because I upload videos, people feel like they're entitled that I have to upload bad games as well. It's kind of like that, So those are the only ones that I really do deal with on a daily basis.
Well, I gotta say, I've seen some ones where like you haven't won the match.
Oh yeah.
Or something like that, or you've tilted in a game and you kind of talking trash and you point that out, and I think that actually brings authenticity, because I have watched a lot of other people who do Wild Rift content, and the thing that drew me to this channel is because you actually do commentary. Because some stuff I watch, they only like play music and then they're showing like a montage reel. And I don't find that as informative or helpful, because if I like want to know how to specifically use the character, all they're showing me is what they're doing on screen, but they're not pointing things out. And I think it adds more depth to your channel, having the mistakes, not having the, getting angry, because I don't know how many times I've swore at someone.
Yeah.
I'll just sit there like, son of a bitch. Why didn't they do this? Why did 5 people just go right up the freaking middle and no one's pushing the lanes?
I mean, honestly, I upload everything, It's just, I think it's nice to also upload you losing a game and you playing a little bad as well. But I obviously don't always upload it because it's stupid. Like, why would I do that, Like, I try to balance it a little bit. I don't only want to upload the good games. I also want to upload the bad games because, it's good to see that I'm also human, Even though I make YouTube videos, I make a lot of mistakes as well. I play terribly as well sometimes. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it adds a certain level of depth to your videos, and it allows people to see you not just as an amazing player who's only going to clip their best stuff, but as
exactly.
Like, I get angry, I get mad, I lose. I'm human.
Yeah, same as you, same as the viewer. I lose, I rage, everything. It's the same for me as it is for you.
So let me ask you something. What's the weirdest pick you've done in a match that's worked out for you? Like a character where your team is tilting because they think it's a stupid character to run in that particular position, and you did it and won.
Ooh. I would say Ziggs support. I got trash talked pretty hard for playing him, and I played Ziggs support when he was not a thing yet, because I kind of want to invent some new things. So I was like, wait, let's play Ziggs support because it deals a lot of damage. So I got trash talked super hard in the draft, but at the end we did end up losing, but it was because my team was trash, and the video was on YouTube actually. Like, I was at some point I was like 6-0 as a support Ziggs, completely carrying the team while they were trash talking me. So I think that's the best example of me picking something that. That's kind of weird, but it did work out really well.
And just to let you guys know, if you want to ask comments in the chat, feel free. I'll pull them up, and you guys can ask what you would like, because this interview is also for anyone who might have questions. I welcome them all. Just try to keep them decent. is all I ask. Not, I mean, if you guys see my content, you'd be confused because sometimes I am not exactly the most PG person in the thing. But
I am, though.
I know, dude. So let me ask you, actually, I've been curious. Do you ever curse or swear? Because when I watch your channel, I see you get angry and I'm like curious, like, because I know when I'm doing my Twitch stream, I just go off and I'm streaming live and I'll keep myself unfiltered because that's what I do here on my channel. But do you ever find yourself like cursing and
Okay. There's again a really funny story behind this question because like when I was 15, 16 years old, I would curse in every sentence that I would say. Like literally every single sentence I would curse. So when I started streaming, I would also curse. But when I started my YouTube channel, I was like, okay, I'm getting a bit older and I kind of want to stop the cursing because it's not, it's stupid. Like I don't want to curse while talking. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make my YouTube channel child friendly. I'm not going to curse. Like, okay, I might curse in the chat of the game, I'm not going to go that far. But while doing the oh, my camera crashed. Oops. I am, yeah. I'm sorry. I just don't curse. And up till this day, I haven't cursed on like any of my YouTube videos. And now I don't curse during streams as well. And I do it so I don't curse, but also, to encourage viewers to not curse as much because it's not nice, to curse during your language. Of course, you can curse when you stub your toe on a wall or something, but I don't like the language with curse words. It's really, I don't like it. So I try to inspire people to stop cursing as well.
I think that's good because one thing that stuck out about it, especially when you do your videos and you talk about tilting, but you encourage not to do it. And you point out in your game where you're like, oh man, I got mad. I probably could have done this. I think that's so great because dude, I have had so many games where people have been, how do I say this delicately? They've been assholes. So, I mean, there's no way to say it nicely. And you're just sitting here and your team, you watch your team arguing and they're losing because they're typing about how terrible this person is over on mid or on support and stuff like that. And they're yelling and it just brings the whole game. You can literally lose off people so mad not paying attention. It's spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
Alexander had a question. They want to know, what role would you say you main? You play so many champions.
What role I main? I mean, honestly, normally I say Baron lane, but like really, I actually play everything now. Like recently, I started playing jungle a lot as well, and I can play every single role in the elo that I'm in right now. So really, like actually, I don't main a role. I seriously don't. My most played role is Baron lane, I don't want to be that guy that doesn't give an answer to your question. My most played role is Baron lane, but really I play every role equally good. So I don't actually main a role.
So because I noticed in the selection you can do a non-specific thing. Like you could click the
yes.
Yeah, that non-specific tab where that just puts you in any role. So do you find yourself doing that? Or do you like to gravitate like I'm filming jungle today and just that.
So it's like it depends on my mood really. Like sometimes I just click on the randomize role when I just I just want to get into a game and play whatever. But sometimes when a lot of people want to see jungle videos, for example, a lot of people had been asking me to make jungle videos, so I just clicked on a jungle role, played like a whole week of jungle, and I uploaded like 5 jungle videos. So it depends. If I want jungle videos, I play jungle. If I want Baron lane videos, I play Baron lane. Otherwise, I just click on randomize. And, I just play whatever. Because that's really fun to do, in my opinion.
D-Cruz would like to know, Hell's Devil, do you have any plans to open a Patreon?
I mean, I used to have a Patreon on my Vainglory channel. But right now, I don't really want to make a Patreon. And... no, not really. Like, I don't feel the need to make a Patreon. See, the thing is, with Vainglory, I used to have a Patreon where people could, like, donate $5 a month to, and then they could tell me a champion, and I would learn the champion and play it. I can't really do that with Wild Rift because there are too many people. And if I did it, I would have to ask like ridiculous amounts of money for one video. I don't want to do that. I find it stupid, and like, no, I'm not really thinking about doing Patreon with Wild Rift.
I appreciate that because I have had my fair share, and doing interviews and talking with all sorts of YouTubers and things like that, I find that there's a certain amount of like, and I've said this on my channel, look, there's nothing wrong with wanting to make money and doing what you do, but there's a certain way that some YouTubers go about, like, it feels like solely just grabbing for cash. So I like your look on it, because it's like, hey, if you want to, if you enjoy my content, you can, but it doesn't make people feel forced. And I think that's important, because if you enjoy doing what you're doing, sometimes it's not about the money. It's just about bringing people good content, and, that's just a byproduct. So I think that that's a really good outlook on that. AJ says, I have one question for Hells. How do you manage to switch between so many roles and champions while climbing? That's a very good question, AJ.
Bro, I'm Hell's Devil. I can do it. I'm joking. No, okay. So, no, okay. It's rough. It's really rough. So I gotta say, when I reached Challenger the first time, I did it with like 4 or 5 champions. I used to play Jinx, Jin, Camille, and like a few champions. But then I wanted to challenge myself, because just getting Challenger was like, okay, whatever, I can do it. But I wanna up the level. I wanted to play almost every champion, every role for sure, and reach Challenger. So obviously it's hard. It's really hard, because the thing is, you're going to be playing against people that have like 800 Darius games, for example, while you're on your 8th game on Fiora. You get my point there. Like, you're not going to be as good on that champion as the 800 game Darius guy, especially in higher elo. That's a problem. So it's really hard. Like, you really have to try hard and really, understand your champion with only like a few games to climb. Like, it's really hard. And I guess I don't want to say I have a talent for it. It's just it works out for me, because right now I'm Grandmaster, so I'm close to Challenger, but not quite there yet. But yeah, there is really it's hard. That's the answer. It's really hard. It took me weeks, months to actually get to Grandmaster rank. Like, I was hard stuck Diamond while trying this. I was hard stuck last season after I reached Challenger. So yeah, it takes a lot of practice.
Dude, I get hard stuck gold. So the fact that you're up there, I feel like so crappy when I watch some videos and they're like a Diamond Challenger, and I'm like, one day this could be me with that simple. One day I get to gold 1, and then I get a streak. And look, I'm not blaming teams, but there is a thing to be said about when you start getting into certain classes. Like, some classes have good teamwork, and then others, it's just a goddamn clown show. It's just like you have no clue what people are doing. I ranted about this on an unrelated stream. So I was doing my late night talks, which is like a comedy sketch thing that me and my crew does. And I went on a tangent because I got done playing Wild Rift before I got on stream, which wasn't a great idea because I had the worst games ever. And I'm like, and I don't understand. How is it I'm sitting here in the jungle, no one's giving me support, everyone's pinging me to go mid, we're getting overrun on 2 sides. And my crew's looking like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm like, oh, if you guys only understood, if you only knew.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. Optimum Ventures?
Optimum Venacious.
Optimum Venacious. Thank you for the save. Why don't you play Chad champions like Yasuo, Akali, Zed, Lee Sin, etc.?
Why don't you play Chad champions? I mean, I play Akali, I play Zed. Yasuo and Lee Sin just haven't been on my list yet. See, I play almost every champion, but not every champion quite yet. But I do play Chad champions, bro. What do you mean? I play Evelyn, I play Akali, Zed as well. I have like 1 million Zed videos. I don't really get your point here. I do play those champs, bro.
Alexander said, this is more of a meme question, but when are you going to finally make the Draven guide?
Yeah, there is a guy in the comments who has probably built his own community in my comment section for his Draven guide. He's on day 71 right now, I think. And yeah, my mouth is zipped on this one. You'll see.
So let me ask you, out of all of your champions that you've played currently, and we've had 2 new ones release, what's been your favorite recently, because I saw you just did a video on Tank Gragas not being used in the jungle, which, by the way, I have used Tank Gragas,
Hey, nice.
and I've never seen
That's
anyone
good.
else use
Yeah,
it. So I'm
exactly.
so glad you brought that up. It's like
So
no one,
what my favorite champion is
yeah, to use right now, like currently.
right now?
If you
Ooh.
had to pick one, even including the new ones, what would be one that you would say, even though you do all these videos, like this is my particular favorite? I
Okay,
know.
so yeah, so there's a difference between my actual favorite champion and my favorite in this meta. Like my actual favorite champion, design wise and how it works, is Jin by far. I love Jin so much, but in the meta he's trash. So in this current meta, it's I think it's between Gragas and Fizz right now. Who is my favorite? I think I give it to Fizz because it's so satisfying to play Fizz jungle right now. So satisfying. So right now in the current meta, Fizz, the little
So
fish.
yeah, I've been actually doing Fizz Jungle because of that video, and he's amazing. My ratios and stuff have gone up since using that. He's also very tricky. I've limit test and kind of gone, and that can go terribly wrong if you don't play the early game well. Oh boy, I've had
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
had a game where I couldn't get nothing going, and I was absolutely useless. Um, so yeah, he's a very interesting, and it's funny too because he's not highlighted for jungle, but I haven't gotten anybody who's really flamed me for picking him.
Yeah, because they buffed him for jungle, so he's definitely viable in the jungle right now.
Let me see. Chuck says, and if I miss your question, just feel free to re-type it in. Rebecca, thank you for coming. And I saw who else was in here that said they had to go. These are people who are normally on my channel, I believe. KH. So thank you for stopping by. Chuck says, win trade probably in Grandmaster up. There's tons of diamonds, so hard to queue up with the persons you're looking for. That brings up a good question because I know Excoundrel did a video about this. Pro Guides did a video about this. I never seen you weigh in. Have you ever come across games with people win trading or noticed it? And how did you deal with that, or did you just kind of get screwed over?
I mean, when you come across win traders, you just take the L or you take the W if it's on your side. You really can't do anything about it. I made one tweet about it, sending it, telling Wildrift about it. They obviously know, but it seems like the devs really don't know what they're doing regarding this issue. But when you come across win traders, I mean, yeah, you just gotta go through it. Go through those 5 minutes, surrender, go to the next game. That's what it is, man. It's really nothing much to it, unfortunately.
Oh, Casey. Okay. Casey, I'll see you later. I have some of my people who normally come in. And thank you, everybody who's watching, all 40 people. If you like this video, hit the like. If you dislike and you think my hat looks stupid, you can hit the dislike. I'm a cool guy. I don't take offense to it. The hat is an acquired taste. But, so with this, and I wanted to dive deep into this because I've wanted to talk to someone in the community who's got a lot of influence as far as this goes and things like that. If you had suggestions about fixing this issue, because it seems like a serious thing, not so much for like someone in gold or the lower sort of elos, but when you have high elo play, right, and you're like, say, because I've been in this situation, right, you're one game to promote, and then that one game is
you get win traders.
Yeah,
It is what it is, Yeah,
I mean,
it's horrible.
do you think that this could be like a problem that will snowball into other things, or do you think this is more of a if we just are aware of it and bring it to attention that over time, it'll be fixed or they'll figure out
I mean, I personally don't get it. If I was a dev in Wild Rift, all you gotta do, ban. It's that easy. Like the top 4 people on the leaderboards are win traders. One guy is even called wildriftboost.com. You can go to the website and he's promoting the website on an account that has been win traded all the way up. How easy is it to just click ban? Like, it's that easy, but I guess for them it isn't, so it's not like it's gonna snowball. It's just a problem. It's a problem in high elo right now, ruining games, ruining the game experience, which might scare away some players because they're done with it, right? And it's for me, it seems super easy to fix, but whatever.
Well, because, as a fan of the game myself, and, you're a fan, everyone who does this and cover it, clearly we're fans and we're not going to go anywhere because we like making content. But, for new people, and I promote this all the time because I play a couple of other MOBAs. I do My Hero Academia, Strongest Hero, things like that. And this is the first game I've played that's truly free. Like, you could literally play this game for free and be up there with everyone else and have the same experience. And I would hate to see, like, these people who have no respect ruin something for the rest of the people. And I don't think long term they will. But, it's good that you guys bring this to the attention, because I think if enough people who are big content creators who have that pull in the community, the devs take notice, I'm sure.
No, they don't care. No, they don't care, really. Trust me. It's already been tweeted out by all the YouTubers, streamers, and they just don't care. They don't even respond to the tweets. So it really seems like they don't care. They just do what they want. I mean, I thought as well that it would work, if you brought up the issue, but the win traders are still up there. The games are still being ruined. Even though everyone tweeted about it.
Here's the hoping that they do something to that. We've got another one. I'm going to call you Brawl Stars because I don't want to try to figure out your name one time. It said, which champion do you hate to face in solo queue? That is a very good question.
Katarina, the most broken champion in the game right now.
Oh, God. I hate Katarina. Even if I played a great Ziggs game, and I was like dominating. I think I had Jax in the jungle, and I just destroyed him because I waited and I had and then Katarina came. No one was keeping her in check because I was going around trying to get objectives. I think I was helping the bot lane, and this Katarina was just destroying people. And by the time I was able to do something, she was just so fat that she was literally like 1v3, like just annihilating the team. She's so broken, it's ignorant.
No, the problem there are really two problems with Katarina right now. First of all, the champion is overbuffed, but the second problem, the second one is not really a problem if you're playing a 5v5 with an actual team, but this is only a problem in solo queue, which is her passive. When she kills an enemy, she gets like ability reset, 15-second ability reset. If you have only one guy that's trash in your team, she's gonna go in, do her full combo, kill that guy that's trash, and then kill your entire team. See, that's the problem. You can't do anything about it because she's gonna get her ability resets on your teammates. Like, you can't stop it yourself because she's just gonna kill your teammates and completely carry the fight. And Katarina is really the only Katarina and Darius. These are the only two champions that can really do this. But Darius is not overbuffed. When Darius used to be overbuffed, he kind of had the same issue. He could just kill one person, and that person could be a trash player and completely annihilate the enemy team. Katarina can do that right now. So the problem is overbuffed and her stupid passive.
Yeah, and the thing too was Darius used to be my answer to Katarina when I was in Baron. I would just go over, like I would get fed, and then bam, I would go over and just try to at least be the one who could put some damage into her. You know what I mean? Because once Darius gets to a level, you just can't kill him either. So he's kind of was a good counter. But now that he's just so garbage.
He's trash. Yeah.
It's like we really don't have any hard counter to Katarina at all. It's just get lucky and hope to keep her oppressed, and then get all of your teammates overpowered so that the whole team can attack her at once and maybe win. Vermel says, what is the most important mechanic that makes a champ fun to play for you? Mobility, tankiness, or range?
What is the most important mechanic that makes a champ fun to play for you? I don't know. I think uniqueness. It sounds stupid. Like, I don't really have any mechanic like mobility. I like everything, but if there is something that makes a champion fun to me, is if it's a unique champion. That's not a mechanic. It's not really an answer to your question. I'm sorry, but there is like no answer to your question. I like tanks. I like healers. I like supports. I like everything. I like everything.
I think it really wouldn't it come down to a question of the particular need, like when you're looking at your loadout screen, right, and you kind of get it gathering what the enemy is going to pick versus what you pick, wouldn't that fall into more of the need of the game in that particular moment?
Yeah, I play
Especially
anything
because
like
you're so
yeah,
versatile when you play.
yeah. I really like new I like a range champion ever so often, then a stunning champion and support. I want to do everything. I don't want to stick to only one thing. But yeah, there is really no favorite. Like no.
So this brings up another interesting question from Rice Cream that says the worst role for solo queue.
Oh man. Okay, so jungle is the best. The worst role would either be support or dragon lane, one of the two. See, the thing is, as a support, you can actually rotate and help other lanes. But as an like, even if your ADC is bad, as a support, you can still have impact. You can rotate to your teammates, help them. But as an ADC, when you have a pretty bad support, you are screwed. Like you're gonna be useless. Baron lane can hold his ground, mid lane can hold his ground, jungle can do his jungle, but ADC, you're really reliant on your support. So probably ADC would be the worst role for solo queue, dragon lane.
Yeah, I've come across where like I've done some support roles too, just to get a feel for it, because you can almost always get a support role in any game. So
Oh yeah, you can always get support.
I used your Janna video actually, and I got good with her, so I used Janna a lot. And I've had it to where I've literally, and you know how the character plays, I've literally carried the lane. My ADC is not doing a thing. And
Yeah,
it's
you
the
can
worst
carry.
feeling because that's supposed to be the guy who's going to capitalize on damage. You're just there to support him. So,
Yeah, you can also rotate super fast, help your team. As a support, I feel like you can have more impact than an ADC.
yeah, ADC, I think they really need a character or something that makes that role a little bit more viable. Hopefully, with the what's his name coming to the game, I forgot, and I'm looking forward to him too. The one with the two guns,
Lucian, Senna.
Lucian. I'm so looking forward to that character. So,
I wonder. I have no idea.
Fake Ernest says, "Oh, I have a question for Hells. What do you What do you do when you're lane when you win your
When you're
lane
winning your lane.
but your teammates are feeding hard? For me,
I mean,
it's literally unable to come back."
well, it depends on your lane, of course. When you're winning Baron lane, you want to rotate to your team, rotate to dragons, help them with the dragons, fight, because you're going to be able to carry those fights. When you're winning mid lane, gank the side lanes, gank top lane, gank bot lane. When you're winning ADC, just keep winning, because an ADC is likely going to carry in the late game. That's basically, very shortly set on what you should do when you're winning your lanes. Baron lane, you rotate. Mid lane, you rotate as well to top and bot side. And bot lane, you keep farming and carry late game.
Oh, here's a great question. Why y'all hate Teemo? He's fun and his skins are lit. I'm curious about that because I've come across Teemo players who are freaking annoying, man. I don't know why. That's the one character I can't seem to win against. He's so annoying.
I mean, he has a nice skin though, the Devil Teemo skin.
yeah. I almost thought about him, but then I thought every time I played him, and I'm like, no, I hate this character.
Yeah, it's just such a trash champ, so annoying. But he really isn't viable. So,
just out of curiosity, because I see him a lot in lore play. Do you ever come across them in the higher elos? Like
almost never.
Really? So how do you deal with a Teemo? Just for my own personal knowledge, because
okay, so how you deal with him is you just in your lane, you gotta be careful of his invisibility. He has the quick little annoying combo which is basic attack, and then the dart, the first ability, and then another basic attack. This deals a lot of burst damage. So you gotta be careful of that one. You can't trade back either because you're blinded, so you cannot do anything. So you really don't want to take those shorter trades with Teemo. So with a Teemo, you either want to go all in or you want to play it passively. You want to go all in, kill him, and that's what you want to do. Also, be careful of his ultimate, the stupid mushrooms. You can buy a sweeper, instead of those other yellow thingies. You can buy the sweeper, the red helicopter, to review his mushrooms and destroy them. That's also a good tip.
Oh, see, I'm gonna have to use that next game for the because I've had like games where I've come across 5 or 6 people playing them. I'm like, oh, I want to get rid of my. So thank you.
Yeah.
Uh, do you Brawl Stars says, do you plan on playing other games like Brawl Stars? That's just a shorter name, man. Or maybe completely different genres in the future, like in first-person shooters. That's a pretty good question.
I mean, I am playing games for different genres right now, just with my friends, not on YouTube. If there is a game that I come across which I really love, like I really love to play daily, I might do it on YouTube. I don't know. I'm not really a type of guy that plays shooters every day. I only play those occasionally with my friends. And Brawl Stars, I don't like games like that anymore that much either. But you never know. Maybe there's gonna be a game that I really like, and I'll play it. So yeah, I do play games right now, like all sorts of games. But for my YouTube channel, no, I have no plans. I really have no plans. Only if I come across something fun, I'll do it.
So, Ramel had a good one. Does this one item which reveals wards also reveal mines?
Reveal
So
mines.
I think they're talking about the red sweeper. Yeah, it'll
Yeah. The sweeper. It reveals wards and it reveals Teemo's ultimate.
which
So
is
yeah,
really interesting because I don't know how many people actually know that because I've used the red helicopter, but that's just to get the wards, later in the game when I'm
yeah.
jungling.
You
I'll
can
use
get
it.
Teemo's ultimate as well. You can get Jin's third ability as well, the traps from Jin.
Uh,
So
oh, geez.
Also, you you can see invisible champs when there is like a rank, no, not a Rengar, an Evelyn. The Evelyn. You can actually find her in a very long radius of the sweeper. You can see like a red Evelyn, so you can also see champions with it.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just pulling questions. Like if I see an interesting question, I'll pull it for you guys. But Ty Wood says, "What does Hells think about Vayne top with tanky support and jungle like Braum support and Mummy guy and jungle?"
Um, Vayne top. I mean, Vayne top is not really played a lot, but it would be good if the enemy has a lot of tanks. Like especially against a Garen, you could actually pick Vayne top. But then it's only really viable if, first of all, your team has tanky supports, as you're saying, with tanky supports and jungle. Secondly, it's viable if the enemy has a lot of tanks, that you can actually destroy with Vayne. Because the thing is, you're gonna be like an ADC in top, so your team is gonna have two ADCs. Both of you are likely gonna be building crit damage. So what can the enemy do? Build Randuin's Omen. So when you're doing this, it's risky because you're vulnerable to a lot of defense items from the enemies. That's why you should really pick it against tanks. To really get a lot of value out of your kit as a Vayne. I don't recommend it, but it can work. It can work.
Cool. And if you're wondering why I was asking about what the sweeper does, because I don't always know everything. When I've been doing a lot of Wild Rift, I'm kind of just learning as I'm going. When I first started, I never used sweeper a lot. I more used vision, like the wards,
Yeah.
to get vision. But I didn't realize that the sweeper exists or what it was used for because I never played League of Legends on PC. So I knew virtually nothing about the characters, what works, what doesn't, the different ruins and things like that. I just started all learning this as I go along. So yeah, guys, I've even messed up quite a bit, pissed off a lot of people, like a staggering amount of people. Let's see. We have a question from Hakeus. God, I hope, man, I'm probably
Akais?
Kais. Thank you. Says, by the way, I have a question. How do you know when to engage on a team fight? I've had some cases when I started engaged and things went horribly wrong. I think that's a great question.
Okay, so you have to look at your composition. Look at what your composition excels at, and look at what the enemy composition excels at. Now, if your team has engaging champions like Evelyn, like Rangar, like who else? Like Zed, these no, Zed is not a good example, but basically champions that want to engage. Then you want to be the initiator, because if the enemy goes on you, you're already either going to get revealed, or you have to use your abilities to escape, things like that. And then you're going to be weaker in the fight. So analyze your composition, see if your composition wants to engage, and then do it. Like, for example, Kaisa is really good at engaging because of her ultimate and her third ability. These are really good abilities. Jinx is not good at engaging because Jinx doesn't have any abilities to escape. See, every champion has these weaknesses and strengths, and you have to decide yourself, if we all work together, can we engage? Should we engage, or should we wait for the enemies to engage? Another example, Malphite, like a hard engage champion. With Malphite, you want to engage because it's really hard to hit the enemies when they engage on you. Because like they're gonna be grouped, and you can just hit all of them. But when they go on you, they're likely not gonna be grouped anymore because 2 of them are gonna be in the back line, 3 of them in your team. You get the point. Look at your composition and look at the enemy composition.
AJ says, at Hell's Wild Rift, will we ever see the Yi tier disappear from the tier list?
Nah, no. I still hold a grudge against that Yi, Still fight Yi.
Master Yi, I used to think he was okay until I started watching videos and realizing he's very easy to counter. And then it's like, if I see him in the jungle, I'm like, oh, okay, it's going to be an easy game. I just got to make sure he doesn't get too much. And, even when he does get powered up, I notice he's not really a threat. Like, I've seen some, like, pretty decked out Master Yis and been able to deal with them just fine. Ty Woods wants to know, Hells, who do you think is the most underrated champ in the game? I personally think side phase rush sleeper good.
Oh, who is the most underrated champ in the game? Jesus, man, I don't know. Who is it? I would have to look at the champs and really think about that one, because I don't know. No, Twisted Faith. I mean, people know that he's good. He just doesn't get played that much, but he's better than people think, especially after the buff. But if he's the most underrated champ, I don't really know. Like right now, from my knowledge right now, I would say Twisted Faith. He's really, really good, but not many people play him. Kha'Zix, no.
AMV asked, I'm really wondering if I guess you would join a team and try to play in a tournament. I'm actually curious about that too. Good question. Would you try to flex your skills in a, smaller tournament?
I said it earlier, keep your eyes out to the Origin tournament. And the answer is no, by the way. You'll find out why.
All right. Oh, man, those cryptic messages.
The Origin series.
Mark Anthony wants to know, will you do an Xayah guide? Maybe I've tried her and I want to learn more about her.
I actually have a beginner's guide for Xayah already, so you can check that one out. I have a guide for her already.
If you guys don't have it, the link is in the description along with the YouTube, Twitter, all of that. And my awesome mod, Cherry K, has been dropping the link. So thank you, Cherry. Also, my very mad co-host is here, Pop Culture PB. So he's also in the chat as well. All right. So I try to keep these things to an hour for 2 reasons. 1, I have to work. And 2, I know, you're probably a busy guy. So, does anybody else have a question that they would like to ask Mr. Hell's Devil before we start wrapping this thing up? He says, what's the most tilting game you've ever had? That's a really good question.
Oh, when we were winning the game and we were trying to finish the game, and the enemy Nexus was at like 4 HP, and then the enemy just killed us and they finished the game. They took all our turrets and they finished the game while we were winning super hard. We were like dominating the game. We just went too far, tried to finish the game, and we got the nexus to like four. I don't even want to think about it. We got the next to like four. We got it to like 4 HP. Like we could have just gotten the Baron and finished the game because we were like so ahead, like so ahead. But we just wanted to finish the game, and we lost. I was so tilting. I stopped playing for that entire day. I was done.
that is one of those heartbreakingly annoying games.
Oh my god! The question on the screen right now is actually so funny.
So,
origin of dude. If you go to my channel and watch some of the first videos on my channel, in Vainglory there was a champion that was named Baron. Baron, it was named Baron. And with Baron, there was like a certain combination with his abilities that you could do that I figured out myself. I kind of invented it. And I called it the boom, boom, boom. Basically, the combination was like Baron's second ability allowed him to shoot 2 shots. And the way that you could have done it is you do a basic attack and then immediately you cancel your animation and do the second ability. So you'll get a boom, boom, boom. So I called it the boom, boom, boom. And to this day, I still use it, the booms. It's kind of funny. I've always used it. Always.
Ty Woodward wants to know, how do I get Challenger playing Master Yi? Tom.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I had a feeling you were gonna say that. Master Yi gets no love. Who is the best champion to one trick?
I mean, right now, Katarina, you can easily get to high ranks with her.
I agree. If you want a one trick and piss off everyone who ever plays a game with you, Katarina's the way to go. AMV wanted to say, I just like to thank him for making content and being such a happy content creator. I really appreciate him. Can't wait to see more.
That's nice, man. That's nice to hear. No problem.
Wow, multiple questions. Okay. The dude says, what do you think about the items? Do you think there should add items from PC or create new ones? I think the PC item rework is really fun, and Wild Rift could use that.
Yeah, Wild Rift definitely needs more items. Definitely. Like I feel like champions like Jhin don't have the right items. You just go for crit, and that's it. It's like you always build the same items, On certain champions, always Blade of the Rune King. On certain champions, always Sunfire Aegis. It's on certain champions, always Leandries. We definitely need more items. For sure. New items, maybe from League. I haven't played PC League, so I don't know. We need more items.
Ramel says, what's the best support you can play, mid or top or jungle? Kind of want to try out fun things.
What?
Also,
what's the best? Oh, as in what's the best support champion that you can play? Play Janna mid, bro. Give it a try. People are gonna trash talk you, but give it a try.
I mean, Janna's a very aggressive support, surprisingly aggressive for a support.
Yeah.
She does
go full AP Janna in mid lane.
It's
a joke,
disgusting.
but it can be really annoying. It can be really annoying with the second ability. It deals so much damage.
Barlsaus wants to know, why don't you make a video on off-meta builds like Rush?
I mean, I just make videos of what I like. I don't, sometimes if it's an off-meta build, I'll do it. I'll just, I don't know, really. It's hasn't really been on my list. So, yeah. No. I just don't do it.
So, let me see. I'll do one more here. We have from Internal Flame says, how do you not drop a rank after reaching a new rank?
Bro, you think I don't drop ranks? Okay, man. I drop obviously I drop a lot, sometimes from Grandmaster all the way to Diamond, and then I climb back. Sometimes you get those loose streaks, it's kind of annoying, but it happens to the best of us, I do drop in ranks. It's not like I don't.
Yeah, and I mean, I've noticed this too. Like, one session I got to gold 1, right? And then I had a streak of 5 or 6 bad games, and I dropped to gold 2, then 3, then 4, then I'm back at silver again. And it was so depressing because it's like being in Vegas, you know, when you win that like thousands of dollars and your brain's telling you should stop right there, and you just keep on going, and then you're down to like $2 and then you wind up owing them before you leave.
Yeah.
What the hell happened? So anyways, I'm going to start wrapping this up. I really appreciate having you on the channel. This has been super awesome. I don't get to speak to very many content creators that I like actively watch your stuff, and I like just, it's super exciting for me. And I think it's great that people got to ask you questions and got to get a little bit more insight on what makes Hell's Devil tick and all the great stuff you provide. Do you have anything that you'd like to throw out there before we go for the future, some things to expect and things on your channel you got coming up, maybe a sneak preview?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've said it twice already. The only thing that I had to say was pay close attention to the Origin series. That's it. It's really only it. You know, gonna be exciting stuff, and yeah, gonna be nice. Just make sure you watch it. You know, the Origin series on Twitch.
By the way, you've got a lot of supporters. They said road to 100K. Man, I really do hope you get up there, because in all seriousness, you provide great content. There's only 2 of you Wild Rift, well, no, 3 Wild Rift people I watch, because I do watch Daybreaker, X-Scoundrel, and you. You guys are the only ones that I watch. And I get something different from every single person, like different builds. That's the amazing things. Like, none of you guys are ever the same. You all have a different approach.
Of course.
I've literally made lists with all 3 of you, but 3 completely different builds on the same character. So I find that great, man. I think it's really awesome, and you know, I would love to have you back sometime if you have the time, because this was
for
really
sure,
fun.
For sure. You know, we can do it again. I don't mind. It was fun.
That would be fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for joining. You know, if you're interested in some of my stuff, I do stream on Twitch. I am not Hell's Devil. I am actually terrible. So you get to see it from the perspective of a relatively average player. I'd say, like, I'm average, but I drink on my stream and I have fun. And also on Friday nights, I have like a Saturday Night Live, like, satirical thing. You guys probably saw the person in my comments, Pop Culture PB. He's my co-host. We come on, we pull articles and make jokes. So if you guys are into that stuff, come by. I'm probably going to clip some stuff from my Twitch onto my channel. So I'm going to make a Wild Rift and My Hero Academia Strongest Hero, because I just unlocked Aizawa and I'm killing everyone. So I'm going to do some gameplay on that. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Mr. Hell's Devil, for coming on. I am very grateful. And everybody have a wonderful, wonderful day. And remember, the only rule here in the Fandom Zone: kneel before General Zod.